Euromaxx highlights. And here's your host, Karin Helmstedt.
Hi there, and a warm welcome to our highlights edition, coming to you straight from Brandenburg Gate here in the heart of Berlin. And here's a look at what's on the agenda for today. Culture Mix. We visit the city of Zaragoza in northeastern Spain. Movie Madness. We get a glimpse of how work and fun merge at the Berlin Film Festival. And winter attraction, we take to the ice on Europe's largest natural skating rink. Well, the Scorpions are one of Germany's most successful rock bands, and as of this year, they've even added the qualifier oldest because they've been at it for an incredible 50 years. Well, this tune is one of their signature hits. Have a little listen there. That is Wind of Change, which became synonymous with the process of German unification after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the dramatic scenes that played out right here behind me at Brandenburg Gate. Well, their early decision to sing in English won them a huge international following over the years, and now a brand new documentary, masterminded by Deutsche Welle, tells their story.
The Scorpions are giants of rock. Better late than never, now the first big screen documentary about the Scorpions will come to the theatres. Last Saturday, the film premiered in Berlin. The hard rock veterans might have seen it all after half a century in the business, but this was a night to remember for them too.
This is a completely new experience for us. Seeing the band on the big screen together with moviegoers and during the Berlin Film Festival. It's a very special night.
The film crew spent 3 years alongside the most successful German rock outfit ever. The Hanover Group boasts record sales of over 100 million and a string of hits such as Still Loving You. The film provides footage of spectacular live shows and behind-the-scenes action. It also takes viewers back to the band's formation in 1965 and covers their progression to megastardom in the 1970s and 80s. For the musicians themselves, revisiting their own past is often a revelation. Among the highlights, this legendary 1983 appearance at a festival in California.
You always imagine you've stayed the same person. So a film that delves into the past is like having a mirror held up in front of you.
Filming began in 2011, during the tour the band had said would be their last. The film crew took to the road with them, across the US, France and Thailand. Then there was the challenge of assembling the material into a 97-minute film.
Of course, I wanted to show cornerstones of their career which impressed me the most, but above all, it was about personal and entertaining moments.
This was meant to be a farewell tour, but the resounding response at all their shows around the world persuaded the band to shelve those retirement plans for a while.
This farewell tour took us out of our comfort zone. You don't even notice that you're getting stale. But then suddenly you're in an airport and fans are swarming around you with flowers and tears in their eyes. We realized how much we meant to them.
The head of Deutsche Welle's Culture and Society department, Rolf Rische, first had the idea to produce a definitive documentary about the band back in 2008.
From the outset, we wanted it to be an ambitious production. The big scope is always going to be more exciting for the filmmakers as well as the viewers. It makes it more compelling, more interesting, and ultimately means that it will reach a wider audience.
Other ambitious productions masterminded by Deutsche Welle's Culture and Society department include the Beethoven Project, the Cologne Ring, Wagner in Buenos Aires, and in 2013, The Highest Level, starring pianist Lang Lang and conductor Sir Simon Rattle.
Such productions allow Deutsche Welle to show what it's capable of, to demonstrate its creative potential. That's very important to us.
At the after-show party, the band, the production crew and the audience celebrate their successful cooperation.
It's a fantastic film, and we're really thrilled with all the positive feedback.
After the huge success of the world premiere in Berlin, the documentary will hit German cinema screens in late March and is also slated for international release. And needless to say, Forever and a Day will also be shown on Deutsche Welle.
Well, time now for a virtual travel interlude as we head to Zaragoza in northeastern Spain. Now, that is Spain's 5th largest city and home to some 700,000 people. Its colourful past has made for a fantastic mix of architecture that is well worth seeing. And we also found out why a number of important European firsts happened right here.
The statue of King Alfonso I of Aragon reigns high above the city of Zaragoza. Dubbed the Warrior, Alphonse reclaimed the city from the Moors 900 years ago. And he made it the new capital of his Christian kingdom. The Baroque Basilica del Pilar by the river Ebro is one of Zaragoza's famous landmarks and a popular pilgrimage site. Local resident Carlos Ginas Horta is an expert on the city's heritage.
Aragon went through two periods of prosperity. First, in the 11th century, when the Moorish, Jewish and Christian cultures intermingled and influenced each other. And then in the 16th century, small boats were used on the Ebro to ship goods from the Mediterranean to the north of Spain.
The various architectural styles reflect the city's colorful past. The Aljaferia Palace dates back to the 11th century and was a symbol of Moorish supremacy. It was built in the style of Arabian desert palaces and served as a model for the Alhambra in Granada.
The Moors brought paper to Al-Andalus, the name they gave to Spain. Before that, paper didn't exist in Europe. They also introduced algebra. That's why we use Arabic numerals. And the concept of zero is something the Arabs brought with them from India. That's also where the game of chess was invented. So Al-Andalus was the first European country where chess was played.
One of the city's famous residents was the painter Francisco de Goya. Born in 1746 near Zaragoza, he lived in the city during his youth. The Museum of Zaragoza is the only one in the world to own a complete collection of Goya's etchings, works which testify to the vividness of his imagination.
The background is often made up of a very dry landscape resembling the Ebro Valley, and you can almost feel the wind that's so typical of our region.
Zaragoza's historical center offers plenty of tapas bars to choose from. José Robles has won several gourmet competitions with his tapas.
Well, here we've got rabbit with vegetables, liver, and black trumpet mushrooms. Then egg with white truffles from the Piedmont. Cod with olive oil, boiled potato, and garlic mayonnaise. And then there's duck in red wine with vegetables. All classical cuisine. It's a lot of work, but that's what it takes if you want to eat well.
A trip to a tapas bar with friends is the perfect end to a day in Zaragoza.
Lights, camera, action. action. That's the order of things on film sets all over the world. And when Berlin rolls out that red carpet for its annual film festival, well, parties tend to make up a lot of the action. Now, these are less about letting your hair down and a lot more about making important connections and networking. And if you do it right, you can be on your feet for days on end. And so we tagged along with one of this year's movers and shakers.
Over 400 films are being screened during the Berlin Film Festival, and among them is one by actor and director Tom Sommerlatter. It's an exciting week for the 29-year-old.
It's great to be here with the whole gang who made the film some 3 months ago. It helps you stop feeling nervous and reminds you how much fun it all is.
Summer's Downstairs is his directorial debut, and the filmmaker and his crew are celebrating ahead of the premiere. Then it's curtain up. The cinema is packed to the rafters. A German-French co-production, Sommerlatter's film is a bittersweet comedy about sibling rivalry.
How do you say bathroom is free?
Das Badezimmer ist frei.
Das Badezimmer ist frei.
The audience love it. If the fledgling director is feeling the strain, he's not letting it show.
There are mixed emotions. It's all wonderful, but it's very overwhelming too.
At the after-show party, he's able to let his hair down with his family and friends and rubs shoulders with familiar faces from the German film industry.
This is the big night. And if my voice is a bit rough tomorrow and my eyes are a bit droopy, it doesn't matter.
This wasn't just any old premiere, after all. It was also the opening film of the Young German Filmmakers section of the festival. But for all the thrills and spills, the festival is also a test of endurance, even for seasoned stars such as Christoph Waltz, Christian Bale, Natalie Portman, Charlotte Rampling, and Daniel Brühl. There's always another party to attend. For the festival's 20,000 industry visitors, every day is packed with premieres, press conferences and sponsors' receptions, where networking is the order of the day. After a sleepless night and a number of interviews, Tom Sommerlatter is still going strong. Time for a quick breather and a quick coffee before the next event.
It would be nice to have some interesting conversations. But I'm not expecting to go home with 20 deals in my pocket.
He certainly had illustrious company at this bash, which was attended by Till Schweiger, Wim Wenders, and Udo Kier. It was a who's who of German cinema. The event also saw Sommerlatter named as one of the 10 Europeans to watch in the movie business, the hosts, Variety magazine, and a major German film funding board. But that's not the only reason it's such a draw.
It's one of the main events at the film festival. A highlight.
It's about 96% fun.
It's always nice to meet up with colleagues and have a chat, if at all possible.
The atmosphere is great, but you have to make sure you stay awake during the festival.
Advice that Tom Sommerlatter could do well to heed. It remains to be seen if this year's festival marks his breakthrough as a director.
For the time being, it's a whole week of partying.
The Berlin Film Festival, a chance for movers and shakers to showcase their work, but also to celebrate.
Well, it has been a long time since I donned a pair of ice skates, but our next destination is the kind of place that will make you want to. Davos in eastern Switzerland is famous as a host city of the World Economic Forum, but it's also a very popular resort for winter sport fans, and it's not just the hills that are the big attraction.
Welcome to Europe's largest natural ice rink at the Swiss winter sports resort of Davos. Covering an area equivalent to 2.5 soccer fields, it offers training space for professionals and those who want to be. Former ice hockey player Martin Hengi was born and bred here, but only started speed skating at 30. For the past 16 years, he's trained on the outdoor rink, which is thought to be one of the fastest in the world.
What makes it fast is the film that builds up on the ice in the sun. It's a layer of water that allows for high speeds. So when it's sunny and the temperature's right, and you pick the perfect moment, then the ice here is as good as the ice in any top indoor rink.
The complex is 140 years old. It owes its international fame partly to the fact that the National Ice Skating Association of Great Britain had its competitors train here. And also because the resort hosted more than 30 European and World Championships in speed skating and figure skating. In the summer it's used for track and field. It's an ice rink for just 2.5 months a year. It used to be 4, but climate change has taken its toll and professional athletes have moved on.
They'd rather use indoor rinks because they know exactly what they're getting. When you're outside, you might find one year that conditions aren't great and you have to wait for the next season. That doesn't work in professional sports. That's only okay if you're doing it for the sheer love of the sport.
But some things haven't changed. Every morning the snow is cleared off the ice. Then it's sprayed with water fresh from the Swiss Alps, which then freezes. In Davos, the art of ice making has been handed down from generation to generation since 1877.
What makes us experts is our many years of experience. We have the know-how and understand how temperature and timing factors in, as well as when the ice is best left alone.
Courses also take place here. Anna-Barbara Kaflisch teaches figure skating twice a week, including practice in turning the perfect pirouette.
Figure skating is a wonderful blend of art and athletics. It's a way of expressing yourself. You can turn pirouettes, jump, integrate music. There's just so much to it. And I think that's what explains its appeal.
Her students have already set their goals.
I want to be Swiss champion and compete in the World Championships.
Between mid-December and late February, the ice rink draws around 15,000 amateur skaters.
It's spectacular.
I feel like I'm in heaven.
For locals such as Claudio Meng, ice skating is big business. He's not only president of the International Skating Club in Davos, he also runs a family business that specializes in sharpening skate blades.
I have to know what sort of skating the customer is going to be doing. Is he an amateur or a competitor? That determines which blade is required.
The natural ice rink is open for another month. After that, anyone who still wants to enjoy winter sports in Davos had better exchange their skates for their skis.
What a winter that is. Well, finally, it's over to Germany's Rhineland now, where Carnival, or what the locals there call the 5th season, is gathering momentum as it heads into its final days of festivities. Now, all and sundry do get into the carnival spirit over in Cologne. Revelers, musicians, and of course, all those many dancers who add a good deal of spice to all those carnival shindigs. And to see just how passionate they can get about what they do, then you just need to meet Biggie Fahnenschreiber.
The Cologne Carnival dance troupe, the Luftflotte, stars at some of the biggest celebrations in the Rhineland. And the female dancers in the group, called the Mariechen, set the festive mood. 83-year-old Biggie Pfannenschreiber is known as the mother of the Mariechen. She's choreographed for them for around half a century. She explains how she maintains her energy.
It comes from dancing, not carnival. The event is just a means to an end. It gives us the chance to show what we're made of.
Lots of work goes into the routines. There are 2 or 3 rehearsals a week. In Cologne, the Luftflotte dancers are famous for daring throws. About 50 dancers try out each year, but only a few make the cut.
You have to be strict, but you can't forget they're amateurs. They work and do this in their free time, so you can't just yell at them. You need to say, "Great, you did that well, but you can do it better next time."
During the season, they put on more than 100 shows, sometimes 8 a day. It's exhausting work, but the dancers are excited to be able to participate.
I always watched them when I was a girl and wanted to dance too. I really worshipped the Funken-Mariechen. I even saw the Luftflotte back when I was a girl, so I'm thrilled to be living it now.
Biggie is always coming up with new choreography, often by adapting moves from ballet. Many other Cologne dance troupes have adopted her lifts and throws.
Bend your leg properly. Okay, Basti, you can bring Grandma down now.
Borrowing from ballet did not happen by chance. Until the late 1960s, Biggie danced as a ballerina in Germany and in the US. After she had a child, she left classical ballet and became a carnival dancer and then a dancing coach.
I'm a real Cologne girl. Carnival's great. And it was nice for me because it's a wonderful, happy form of dance. Working with young people is fun. Coaching them and then seeing how you shape their dancing. It's just fantastic.
Even though she's over 83, Biggie has not lost a step. She often develops new choreography in her living room.
And turn and snap, the final pose.
Carnival dance troupes were invented in the Rhineland. The costumes are based on 18th century military uniforms with an exaggerated and humorous twist. At the start, the Mariechen were a men's only role. It was only later that women got involved. But there are still troupes with only men, and Biggie also coaches one of them. The men call themselves the Dancing Cream Puffs, all very tongue-in-cheek.
Making fun of yourself is what Carnival's for. What better way to do it than to don a tutu and take the stage?
It's a way of life, and Biggie has no plans to retire anytime soon.
I just can't stop. I gotta dance, dance, dance.
This is a local carnival club meeting in Cologne. About 500 guests are here. Backstage, the dancers are getting fired up for the show. Coach Biggie wishes them luck, and then they're off. All that hard work paid off. Even the most difficult of throws goes smoothly. The dancers fly through the air. And their coach is thrilled too. They still have dozens of performances until the season ends, along with Carnival, on Ash Wednesday. And right after Easter, rehearsals will start again for next year.
Dance, dance, dance. Obviously a good recipe for keeping you young. Well, don't forget about our website or our Facebook page where you can keep up with current conversations going on about the program. And with that, it is time for us to sign off from this Highlights edition. So until next time, alles Gute von uns aus Berlin and thanks for watching. Tschüss und auf Wiedersehen.